Okay, I'm gonna shoot it. Jackson, here, stand here. I'm gonna record real quick. Okay. Okay, Jackson, stand right next to the camera and I'll tell you. Okay, so the review points for your discus. One major point, the rollover drill, is designed to teach you how to roll over. So there's a basic rollover where you're just feeling how to kind of counterbalance. My chest has to come over the knee. This has to extend, right? Because when I'm here, now this, the left reaches, this reaches, that's how I get fully over the leg. Look where the foot is pointing. It's not pointing this way. It's opening to the throw. Your problem on your stands, again, you were doing this weird thing before. Look at the orbit. The orbit's here. This is why your thumb's coming up. When we talked about setting, again, long path, setting the orbit over, chest over, I'll take the long path out. When I set a short path, right, your arm wasn't even winding back, you're putting your discus here, you're shifting, and you were coming through with a short arm and pulling off like this. That's why, okay? So that was the main adjustment. So then when we went to your wheels, going through there, again, you're sitting back here, orbit is off, which forces this. So if the orbit does this, I'm shifting off my right. When you made the adjustment, you had a ton more energy. We got the orbit high-low, everything's here. We're in this position. Now you were coming through much cleaner. You're able to rotate on those lines. Does that make sense? Full throws, pillar twos. Don't wind up and short. If you wind upright, shoulders inside of the knee. If I stay over here, shoulder stays outside of the knee. That keeps me long. That allows my hips to move around. And full throws, same thing. We worked on here. It's long, long, look at the orbit, high, low, long path. When I screw up my orbit and I wind short, I'm pulling my chest in, my shoulders coming around. Look at the position of my left arm. So then you do this to correct. Does that make sense? Because you're falling at that point. Your hips are falling, so you're opening up that way instead of being here and being able to reach slightly down. So as my hips and everything push into the ring, I'll be parallel. I'll get to my high point. I'll hit the position here and I'll be out. Because you're going to be repatterning, the thing is as you come around, you keep that elbow away. That keeps the chest here. That keeps you long through the finish. When this elbow comes in here, you set the orbit off, you shift, you start pulling around. There's no right leg left, no hip coming through, no juice on the disc. Okay? Shot. Same thing. Now the main difference between the shot and the disc, double loaded leg. Before, again, you were doing foot in the bucket, straight left, you were here. First move is off, okay? So then when we change to get over it, double bent leg, I can get here and I'm gonna be able to create lift, and you were getting your right hip through the throw much better. When we went to wheels, it's the same sort of thing. Hips start in between the feet, I slide back, so I'm here and I'm gonna feel the stretch. So I'm in this position, double bent leg, low position, so I can come up. Okay? And then when we went to the full, the key thing was winding, understanding left, right? Not dropping in pillar two, and then you're doing this. You can't get around again. So then you're trying to get around this way. Your dad pointed out something about your disc and the head position. I made him realize, or hopefully he understands, that if your head is going this way, that's because your hips are collapsing. If my hips are moving this way, you're not going to do this. It's counterintuitive, okay? So when everything stays long and your shoulders can move around, everything's down. There's no need to do this because your hips aren't. Once your hips start going in this direction, your head's going to go with it, okay? So if that's what you see, he's got to set pillar two, which means goes back to he's probably short here. This is inside, it's short here. Always goes back to what's going on right here. This is setting up the entire trigger. So if that's right, and if you look at most kids, if you look at Instagram, right, you see videos and you see these young kids and you'll see them kind of naturally stay long, and this is why they move. Length, that's what that YouTube video I did. Stay long. This is not long. You can't come out of this position and all of a sudden be like this. It's just not going to happen. You've already started, right? So those are your primary things to be working on. The other core things is some of these positions that you're not getting into are very dynamic, require a ton of, right, the strength to weight ratio. We want to keep working on it, like you said. Throwing with an extra couple of shot puts on you, it's not going to make it easier. Dump those, and you're going to move faster. Speed is king. The faster you can be, the further you're going to throw, period.
I know it looks to you, but I feel it's because I'm hitting the position, I'm more efficient.
Much more efficient.
I felt way faster.
You were. Because you can't, how fast can you fall? Unless you're jumping out of an airplane, right? You're not going to create a lot of speed. You fall here, you fall. If I'm just going to fall into the circle, or if I'm going to sprint into the circle, right? That second position. So what you've been doing is when you're up here, you're falling. And all you're going to do on that fall is maybe get a little tiny flick. But if I can have you load that knee and sprint, look at how quickly I'm going to land in this position. I'm stacked center of mass, and I'm going to be able to smash it. Okay, especially both events. Okay, that's going to be the key.
Definitely tired.
So good. So go grab them. Good job. Good training session. That was like I told you. Hey, leave me hanging.
I was gonna get you on.
Jeez. All right, Dale.
You gotta go coach these other guys now.
Yeah, I help out the high school kids, and my club comes out.
I'll go out here and help them out.
Okay. Cade, do you guys want to grab the toe boards? Yeah.